Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Quest for Alpha. Today is December 7th, and this is your weekly breakdown of the markets, what happened, what's forming, and where the highest probability setups might emerge next week. Although, today, I think we are just going to take a look at active trades. There are quite of those that formed over the course of last week, and I'd rather not add anything else to the list, to be honest. So if you're new here, my trading strategy is very, very simple. There are two rules. The first one is always trade in an uptrend. The second one is always wait for a pullback. And then only enter when you get a confirmation. So if we take a look at Dover, for example, we go on the monthly time frame. We confirm that we have an uptrend with the 10 above the 100 and the 100 above the 200 EMAs. We look for a pullback to a very strong demand zone, which happens to be this one. The rules are described in a lot more detail in a separate video, which I will link below in the description. And then for a confirmation, we go into the daily time frame, and we can see that a confirmation was established in this region where a consolidation was formed and the price broke out. Now, if you remember, Dover was a stock that I had entered a little prematurely, somewhere over here. This would not have been the best possible place to enter. Instead, you should have entered sometime this week when the price broke out this consolidation, which was on this candle over here. So Dover is performing pretty well. Let's take a look at Vertex. Vertex had a very nice week. You can see that when we entered somewhere over here, the price actually ranged a little bit. It went into the negative, and then this coming week, that was a very, very nice candle, nice move. So we're well into profit. The rest of these are very new to the watch list. So I had created a section here, active trades, and these are all based on analysis that we did previous weekend, the previous Sunday. So I have not entered into this trade just yet. This was on Friday. Friday, we closed above, not only above this consolidation, above the 200 EMA, but we also broke out above this previous high. So this is an excellent place to enter on Monday. Instead of putting the stop all the way down here, which is one of my rules, put it below the consolidation, because this is such a strong stop loss. This is where I would take the risk, and I would either put the stop loss here or somewhere over here. Why here? Because this is a candle that broke out and closed above the 200 EMA. So in that case, my decision, and going forward, we will monitor how the trade is going to be progressed if we have the stop loss right below over here. So, and we will be targeting 221. AZO, AutoZone, this was the entry point right over here on this day. And unfortunately, this is in the negative right now. We're still not exiting. We are going to continue to monitor what is going to transpire in the next few weeks. LEN, Leonard Corporation, is another one that we entered right over here. There was this candles closed above the previous high. It was a really nice setup. It did not have a very strong consolidation, but it did take previous lows, as we've discussed in the previous video sessions. But you can see that this strong momentum was an opportunity for me to feel confident to get in. Unfortunately, this has pretty much reached my flexible stop loss. Now, I do not exit when my flexible stop loss gets hit. Instead, I wait to see what the price action is going to tell me. And that's what we're going to monitor. Right now, we are in a losing trade, but I'm not exiting just yet. Corteva Incorporation, we entered over here. We are also in the negative right now, but it's not a significant negative. We will see how the stock is going to perform. This would have been the entry right here on this closure because we went above the consolidation and above, in this case, the 100 EMA, and we're also above the 200 EMA. FCNCA, this is another one that formed this week. It formed on this specific candle where it went above the consolidation. We are currently in profit, and we're going to be targeting a 221. CNA had a very, very bad week. You can see that there was a nice consolidation here. The price actually did go and close above the 200 EMA, above this consolidation. That would have been an entry. And then as soon as we entered, the price collapsed. Now, I have not exited this trade yet. And the reason for that is there was a very strong candle here. This would have taken us out. What I typically do is I wait for a few more candles to observe what the price action is going to tell me. In this case, the price action actually just said I'm going down a lot more. Now, this is another backup stop loss. I typically don't wait this long, but these are just very, very strong bearish candles. What I will be doing Monday and Tuesday, I'll be monitoring whether the price wants to stabilize over here and then take off higher, or if we have even a single day, for example, Monday, the price closed below, I will be most probably exiting the trade. I do expect that the price will go below, probably with a wick, and come back up. And in that case, I may still decide to stay in this trade just because there is a strong low over here. So CART, Maple Bearing Corporation. This was a nice trade setup that activated this week. We will be targeting 221, and we are currently in profit. Why? Because there was a nice consolidation. The price had come down, went back up, and then on this candle right here, you can see the cursor. We can see that we closed above the consolidation, and that was our entry point. And then we have AR, which is another one that's in profit. This is not something I would be counting. I know I mentioned that last time. Why? Because I feel like it's already too late. We can just follow it here and observe what is happening with this specific stock. But the entry point would have been somewhere here because there was a consolidation. There was a price that went above the consolidation, closed above the 200 EMA and above this previous peak. I just found this stock way too late last week where the price was already over here. So for the time being, we are going to follow it, but it's not something I would be entering. With that, what I would like to do now is I'd like to move over to my Excel spreadsheet to take a look at the numbers behind some of these trades and behind some of the trades that were taken in the previous month or so. Okay, so if we take a look at the Excel spreadsheet, what I have here are the active trades. We can see all of our active trades that we just went through. And if we monitor the balance, we can see that we are in the negative, and that is okay. There will be losing weeks, but over the long run, this strategy had shown and proven to be profitable. So for the time being, these are the numbers. If we take a look at what we've had as realized profit and losses, which is based on a fixed 2-to-1 and also keeping a flexible stop loss, we can see that we are already up. If your investment was $100, you're already up $300. Okay, well, with all of that, I'd like to wrap up. You see, the market always reveals its intention. And these intentions sometimes can be slow, sometimes can be fast, but they're always structured. Your job isn't to predict it. It's to observe the market, your system, to identify the rules and to follow them with discipline and respect. We went over the weekly setups. We went over the status of each of these trades. A lot of them actually triggered, which was great. Some of them are in the positive, some of them are in the negative, but regardless, we will stick with the strategy, and we are going to monitor over the next few weeks and months how some of them are performing. If you found this breakdown useful, then you can hit the like button so that YouTube knows that the content matters and that you can perhaps find your way back to some of the videos that we'll be showing in the next week. Again, thank you for watching QuestForAlpha. Trade smart, trade with structure, and I'll see you in the next week's analysis.